I hip hop to hip hop on sidewalks. I write poems, I write songs when I walk. I'm attentive, I listen when my emotions talk. All I was thinking was raps when teachers gave me a chalk. I was doodling, googling on the internet. It was new to me, I had to know where to enter at. Now I can rap, I can tell you where my center's at. Come Christmas, bet you won't know where center at. Didn't think I had to be told just to be great. Missed about 2 subjects, flunked my 12th grade. My girl was mad, she even wanted a break. Piece of cake, I go to the woods and sit by the lake. Second take, this time I really did participate in life. I appreciate my life.
Hey, we are international. Today we speak to yet another guest poet. She is an author. As I said, there is no a female author title, so she's an author. She has written a book. She has featured in various anthologies of poetry. She's going to tell us more about that one. Without any further ado, and before we welcome her, let me first and foremost say the greetings. Dumelang Sanbonani Apsheni Nda Robert Tanganeza. Welcome to yet another episode of Word for Word, brought to you, of course, by a wedding season. She was born and bred in Mamelodi. We went to the same high school. That I can attest. I'm sure about that one. Also, she has went on to feature and conquer and champion many other slam poets. She has conquered one in Pretoria. She has conquered one, pardon me, in Joburg. She's gonna tell us more about that. Not only has she performed in our spaces, but she has also went on and performed across the borders of not only Pretoria, not only Gauteng, not only South Africa, but over and beyond the borders of Africa. She has been to Sweden, she has been to USA. In Africa, she has been to countries like Mozambique, Lesotho, Nigeria, to mention a few. In our previous episode, we were seated here with a name like herself, and she has also said that she looks up to her, she admires her, she likes her writing. We've had a name by Busi, and guess who we're having today? We're having yet another Busisiwe, but the surname is different. We welcome Busisiwe Mahlangu. How are you, ma'am?
Hi.
Did I speak any lie?
No.
I'm glad I didn't lie. As you said, I shouldn't say any lie.
Yeah, you shouldn't lie.
So, it's very cold today. Hence, we are drinking tea. Not only just tea, but we are drinking rooibos.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's black. Lucy, how's your rooibos?
It's nice. It's perfect. It's the way it's supposed to be.
The way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, the way it was intended.
Can you please tell our viewers why you're drinking your rooibos the way you're drinking it? I don't even want to mention.
So guys, just like everyone
No,
in the world except for you.
And my cameraman.
Except for you guys.
And planet Earth.
No. Man, you put milk on rooibos. Everybody knows this.
Busi.
Maybe you haven't tried it.
No.
Maybe you're biased when you tried it.
That's the thing. We wanted to feel or rather taste what other people are tasting.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the feeling is remorse.
But it's okay. I'll forgive you for not enjoying rooibos. Come my leg. But next time you must do better.
Once you go black, you never go back. That's how we prefer it, and that's how it tastes nice.
Okay.
Rooibos is taken with, I don't know how many teaspoons of sugar, but black, that's for sure. Nonetheless, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How long have you grown the locks?
Oh my gosh, these are fox locks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are yours? Are they braided somewhere in there or?
No, I don't have locks.
You never had locks?
Long time ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, long time ago, before I went bald. But
oh, tonight you once shaved your hair.
So no, I don't have locks. I just play around with my hair.
Any style, anytime, any.
Yeah, and I do my own hair except for this one because I don't know how to. But yeah, I'm learning. Have a busy one though. How when they were doing this, I was taking notes. Oh, that's how you do it. Oh, cutting costs.
So basically, you're stealing skills.
I'm not stealing skills.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Oh, okay.
I'm observing. I paid for my hair to be done, and I'm sitting there like, oh, this is how they do it. Because last time I tried it, Nediwa, they were falling out, and every morning I have to like crochet them in. So this time I was like, let me go see like a professional with a young, and now I know. So I think I'll be able to pull it off next time.
So you go there and then you learn and then
I pay for the service.
Silently say,
I ask questions. I also ask questions. So why are you,
and
like why you go me like give me tell me so like give a glory, you know what? Then they're giving me tips.
Because you're not right.
I am.
So,
but like it's a skill I always wanted to learn. Like doing my own hair. I've always thought like, what if I end up living in a country where braiding hair is like $200 or something ridiculous. So I wanted to learn how to do my own hair.
How much is braiding in South Africa? Standard price?
500, 600, 700, 800 for the styles I like. I mean, you can get like a simple like short thing, maybe like 300 or 400.
Well, let's just say
it's cheaper if you are like I'll bring my own hair fiber, and then they'll be like, okay, 250, but it's still expensive.
Okay, let's just say I'm glad to have locks because now you're speaking foreign to me. Let's go back to you and your artworks. You're a writer. You're also crafting other things except words.
Oh, you mean the beadwork?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you get to that?
I was broke. I was really broke, and I thought like, hey, now all I'm doing, I'm a consumer. I get money, I spend it all, and then.
So you're a spender.
At the time.
Oh.
At the time, so I got decided, okay, I need to learn something. So already I was taking apart old jewelry and turning it into earrings or neck piece and stuff like that. I decided, like, okay, let me learn more. I learned to go YouTube a little bit. It didn't take me long. And then I went to Marabastad and I bought some beads. But that same day, give it to the Renga, someone came and snatched my plastic as my list.
I'm sorry about that. I remember the story. It
was horrible. And then after like a day, I remember crying the whole way from Marabastad to Mamelodi. God, thanks seeing you.
So by the time you get home, you were better. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like I decided, like, let me just take this last 200 and go buy again other stuff. But I couldn't get things I wanted now. And I made 5 earrings. I posted them on Facebook, and people are like, we like them, and that's how it started.
Are you still doing?
Currently, not so much. It's a very. I mean, I've made lots of mistakes as a business owner running a business.
So you hand to mouth.
Yeah, and like the jewelry is so underpriced in such a way that even if I get lots of orders, I still can't afford to hire someone. So it's on hold. I might close it
for good.
For a bit. I'm starting a new business, so that's completely different.
Since last year March, when we first heard about the first case of corona and then we went into lockdown. So we are past 2021 March. What other skills have you learned?
Okay, I guess it takes me to my new business. I've learned copywriting.
Oh.
So like with copywriting, you sell with words. So initially, like I said, like when I was running Busi Creates, there are so many ways I failed at the business. It's my first business. So I found copywriting while I was searching for ways I can like get more sales. How do I transition from like the way my jewelry is underpriced to the price that will make the business more efficient to run, and stuff like that. And then I came across copywriting. I was like, okay, if I learn copywriting, then I'll have a skill to use my writing to sell my jewelry. And while I was busy like learning copywriting, I was so obsessed with it, I decided completely to just start a copywriting business. It's called Boholo Solutions. And what I do is that I offer copywriting services. I'm starting with the health and fitness niche. And yeah, I write sales letters, add copies, I write email marketing. And I think what's most exciting about it is that I find my own clients and I pitch to them, and then they like respond or they don't respond, or all
It's
of that. It's
business.
business, but like I think that is something new for me. Where as a writer, as a performer, I've always relied mostly on putting my content out there, and then hoping someone sees it and likes it and books me, or I get bookings via referrals, like someone refers me.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. So now with my copywriting business different, because I have to do the job of going to the people, because it's still starting. I have to pitch, I have to sit down and create something I know this particular client is gonna like, and then go to them. So like that has been like such a shift to have that mentality of like, oh, putting myself out there is not just about like putting content, but I can pitch to people, and it's a skill that I think can also be used even when you're an artist. There's the kind of art you're creating. There are kind of clients that love it. There are kind of clients that want it. You have your dream client list or whatever. You can't wait to be approached. You can do the approaching, create.
Especially now
Yeah.
that it's starting.
You can create work. Like let's say you want to do a poem for an ad for a particular brand. Let's say Nike. Or, for
Not that we're endorsing.
not that we're endorsing it. I'm just making an example. And I say Nike because they always have like this almost poetry style to their ads.
Yeah.
So what you would do is to like sit down and think like, if this company was hiring you right now and you had a brief from them, like what kind of work would they like? Write it, have a sketch work of it, and then find the right person to pitch it to. And
So, sorry. So what you are doing here is put together an entire layout from start to finish. And
you don't do the whole thing. You just give them like a taste, enough for them to be like, oh, we need
entice
more.
them.
Yeah, entice them. You just give them a brief. It can be like a less than 1 minute clip. And how do you find the person you're gonna pitch to? You go to LinkedIn, you go Nike, you click on Nike, you go to employees, click on employees. There's like Nike SA, Nike blah blah blah. You click on all of that, and then you check the employees. You only pitch to people who can make a decision to actually hire you. Like you can't pitch to PR. You have to pitch to the director of marketing, someone who handles marketing and sales, someone who handles advertising, or someone who is the CEO. Obviously, if it's a big brand, you have to go to marketing. And if it's a small company, you can go directly to the CEO.
Procedure and protocol observed.
Yeah, but like, I feel like when I look back at my career as a poet, I hardly ever did that kind of looking like I had this thing of like, okay, I want to be able to live off my art, but I did not know like what kind of steps I can take to actually get like gigs that are good for me. I'll be like in gigs where I have to chase someone for 3 months to pay me. And then all gigs where I'm so underpaid and overworked. And so copywriting, like going through this copywriting journey has actually taught me a lot. I've always said that I run Busisiwe Mahlangu as a business, but I did not actually have the skills to say, okay, what kind of spaces do I want to place Busisiwe Mahlangu? What kind of organizations do I want to work with? Where do I want to volunteer? You can't like I'll be like, okay, I'll take a free gig, and that's okay, right? But it has to be intentional. Why am I taking a free gig? Why am I giving my services for free for this company?
There's something
How do they, also like, what does it mean for me? to be in that platform for free? Do I believe in their message? Do I believe in what they're doing? Is this like, like I would just allocate like a few performances for that I can do pro bono for free, and it has to be meaningful for me.
So there are pro bonos in poetry.
For me, yes, there are.
Okay. So what I could what I'm getting here is that at this particular age or a few years back to now, you have started various businesses and then you acquired the skill you learned. Before you become Busisiwe Mahlangu, that is known as a poet and other businesses, how or who are you?
I think I was just a girl dreaming in my mama's bedroom.
You said that. I wanted to get that you were dreaming. What is it that you were dreaming about?
Many things. I think my dreams were not focused, because I remember this one time. I always knew I wanted to travel the world.
And you are.
Yeah, but I remember this one time, like Koskolong, there was a soccer team, like it was sponsored by Spain, and I heard where the team might go to Spain. I went and I joined that team,
Just
and
for Spain.
like, guys, like it was kicking my ass. My coach was always laughing all the time, like.
So you wanted just to see yourself jetting off to Spain?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I was dreaming before all of this, but my dreams were not that focused in such a way where, like, let's say you want to. What is your dream? What do you want?
I want to grow into this.
Okay, let's say you want to grow into this, right? When your dreams are focused, you know what kind of opportunities you can say no to, because your dream is focused, and what kind of opportunities you can say yes to. So because I was like not really focused, I was like, oh, Spain, this looks like something I want to do, yeah, and I'll do. So
anything goes at that.
So
particular time.
anything goes. Even when I started performing, anything goes. Oh, hi, please come perform. It's a night event. There isn't any plan allocated for how I'm gonna get home with you after the show, and I'll still go. Like, I'll put myself in these dangerous situations because, like, I feel like I wasn't clear on my vision.
Would you say
I didn't think I was deserving of someone saying, okay, I want you on my stage, and then they have to take off my safety, things like that.
Okay. So now, would you say they have attributed to your growth?
Who?
The events, the situations, the challenges that you...
I mean, they have, but I don't know, exploitation is exploitation at the end of the day. How do you, as an organizer, book a young woman and not have any plan on how they're gonna get home, how they, like those kind of things, those kind of conversations. How do you book someone and not pay them for 3 months? So those kind of things, I don't know if they grew me. They just made me realize that there's this kind of treatment that I can't tolerate as an artist. And if you want me on your stage, whether I'm work or not, the fact that you want me on your stage, then you must meet my demands as well.
Or requests.
But now demand is my favorite word.
Okay, so at that particular time, so you were doing anything that comes your way. So at what point did you realize that you want to do this poetry, you can do this poetry? Which year was that? What happened?
Vets had excluded me, kicked me out. I was doing electrical engineering, and that year Vets kicked me out. I was very miserable. So they did kind of help me
to find a new path.
And
And
in that same year, it was the year that I started slamming in Joburg and I started performing more. So like when I came back home, I just chilled. I didn't think too hard, like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna be a poet full
because
time?
there's no school.
I was like sitting, relaxing. My mom was like, you're still young, you'll figure out what you wanna do. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then Speak Out Loud came, And then I started focused because I did not have anything else to do. I focused all of my energy into trying to speak out loud. And then when I won it, I was like, I am gonna do this
Full time.
I am gonna do poetry. Yeah.
But then, which year, and if you still remember, what was your first poem? That you
I
wrote?
don't know, but I was in primary school.
Let me tell you something that you may be not aware. So we've had, I think, 2 that I can remember. Guest poets seated on that very couch, speaking about you. How you have contributed to their writing, how they
Really?
love your writing. Yeah. So now, it means there are others that are aspiring to be maybe where you are. I'm just hoping they don't want to be you, because you alone is enough.
Yeah.
So now, someone who is still writing, someone who's still performing locally, as you said, exploitation is still exploitation. How do we, I don't know, get rid of this? Because as poets, they are not really seriously taken serious.
So, to be honest, the best way to get into a room and make demands, I know you're gonna say request, and make demands is when your confidence in your work grows.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you grow your confidence? Like, think of ways that will make you feel more confident. Will you be more confident if you were published more? Would you be more confident if your content was online? Would you be more confident if you, I don't know, like
Something that will grow you.
yeah, but now okay, it's different for everyone. Obviously, I can give you advice and it might not work for you. So you have to find something that works for you. So now what happened was I was submitting my work to journals. So I knew like existing in this stage, like the physical stage, performing, all of that, because I was being exploited. I wanted to not depend on it, on the platforms.
Okay.
So I kind of removed myself from it a little bit, and then I started submitting my work to journals, to newspapers, to competitions that are running. And I'll just be at home. I've written the poem, I've edited the poem, my friends have given me feedback, and then I submit it for a competition, So that, and then it gets accepted or it gets rejected. I get a lot of rejections as well. So, but then those acceptances, like, you count them, count your wins. Like, that's how you get confidence. Count your wins. Sometimes we're thinking
Don't
of
just
like,
take the S. Sorry about that. We are here. So you don't just take the L's, you also count your wins so that you can grow up and
like,
build your
seriously count your wins. And your wins don't have to be something big. It can be something as simple as today you wrote 500 words, today you edited your poem. As long as you know you're doing the work as a writer. And like, seriously, stop being in platforms that exploit you. That thing is gonna hurt you so much. It will be one of the reasons you give up on your art.
Oh, yeah.
It will be one of the reasons you stop growing and stop nourishing your craft. So just stop doing that to yourself. I also have to keep telling myself that even today, where I'll realize like, this thing is nonsense. Why am I putting myself in this kind of space? I know it sounds, but like, why am I putting myself in this kind of space? Now I choose where I want to be. I choose where I want to go. I choose where I want to perform. And just like the simplicity of life, of not being obsessed with getting things now. Like, you want to be big now. You want to publish now. Like, you want everything. You want to be successful
overnight.
Now. But like, you must understand there's so much work that happens, and then like, people might not recognize it for a while, but take care of your space. Like, take care of your mental health. Stop putting yourself in spaces that exploit you. If you can, remove yourself. If you can, and say, nah, I don't accept the gig, because that's just lunch money. Then you can remove. I know, like, it sounds crazy, man. These are like lessons I've learned. Like, sometimes you have to realize, or sometimes you spend more on a gig, even if they say we are paying you. You spend more money on it. because that same money, it felt like a transport, it felt like a lunching. When you come back,
there's nothing left.
You were on stage for 20 minutes. Understand the difference between like a gig and a collaboration. Sharp, I do collaborate with my fellow artists. Sometimes we have no money. Sometimes everyone is pulling in their own resources to make the project work. That's okay, that's fine. That's you are creating something that you want. But then it's different when someone says, do 1, 2, 3 for me, and then they are not even, I don't know.
I understand.
Maybe like, I feel like maybe I'm not being clear because you keep going like,
No, I understand.
I'm being snacks, but I'm just saying, there
was a time recently on Facebook they were talking about poets and how they are charging and how much they are worth. And then I saw a comment, someone say that he is yet to see a poet who, South African I think, who claims or charges 8,000. So I'm wondering to myself, like, how do you charge and how do you know for sure that this is what I'm worth when you come to the stage, if there's no one exactly that has a charge fee of 8,000 or more?
So like one of the ways you can do it, obviously, okay, it's not obvious. It wasn't obvious to me. It wasn't obvious to me. But if you can, if you have like artists that you trust or you have access to, if you can just like ask them, okay, hey, like let's say you were booked by a particular company last year and this year is booking me, and they're asking for a code. I can call you and say, hey, this company has reached out to me and they're asking for a code. I'm just wondering how you charge them, Okay. And then now another like rule of thumb that I do is that there's a fee I want, then I double it. Because I know that negotiations sometimes happen. Yeah. So, and also another thing that I've realized is that even though I have like worked around the system for my rate card, right? What happens is that sometimes if someone calls me while I'm desperate, I'll be like, what is your budget? Now I'm not like saying like, oh, now this is how much I charge, but because I'm so stranded, I'm desperate, I need the money right now. Yeah.
And that is common.
Yeah, so like I think also like the thing, charging, it can be complex because as poets we are not open about it. I might be sitting here, expectation. It's not that like I am actively always saying no to expectations. There are moments where I'll be like, oh, okay, what is your budget? And their budget will be so little, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And when I hang up the phone, I'm like, why didn't you try to get like a extra 1,000 or something? Yeah. But what I'm saying is also, okay, I know what I'm saying now.
Okay.
This is so important. It's a lesson. It's a lesson I learned go copywriting. Yeah. So what happens is you want to get paid like your worth. Let's use 8,000 as an example. You want to get paid 8,000, right? Mm-hmm. For your performances, for your work as an artist. You can't be always negotiating with clients who want to pay you 2,000 rand. They are not your market. You are not their market.
Doesn't that depend on where you are?
I'm just saying, like they are not your market. Why are you focusing on a market that's not yours? Then these clients believe like a poet is worth 2,000 rand. But then there are clients who believe that poets are worth 8,000 rand, for example.
Yes.
It's your job to like shift your focus from these clients that are holding you back. I'm not saying you must say no to them or you must reject them and then somehow else not because you want 8,000. What I'm saying is be strategic. Mm-hmm. Don't focus all of your energy marketing your work to these clients when your goal are these clients that can pay you 8,000 rand. Okay. For example, obviously, like there's no such thing like, okay, yeah, things are expensive, blah blah blah. They are expensive.
What are they prices?
Things are expensive and all of that, but like there's someone who knows the value of having their poet in their platform you'll get there and you'll say, I charge 8,000. They'll look you like, why do you charge so little?
Are you okay?
Why are you charging so little? So you need to like, what I was saying about copywriting, think like looking at like the kind of clients you want to give your services to. That's what you can do as an artist as well. Like look at like,
well, it's,
I don't know.
It's taken, everyone has their take on this art form, poetry to be precise.
Yeah.
And there are those that would say charging this much or charging this little is still okay. You have well acquired the experience, information, and whatever else that is within the arts. Another business, copywriting, something that is to do with when you're an author. You have published, or should I say authored, your own collection, Surviving Loss.
Yeah, but surviving loss has nothing to do with copywriting.
No, I'm saying your work in there. It cannot be something that someone will claim to be theirs.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about Surviving Loss. When was it published? How many pieces are in there?
I don't know how many pieces are in there.
So you just collected them?
I mean, I don't remember the number because I don't think the number is important, but the value. So Surviving Loss was published in 2018, end of 2018. It's been around for a while now.
Yeah,
it's also been like turned into a theater production, a state theater. It's lived many lives. I'm actually surprised that I still get to do some things. Some work with Surviving Loss. I'm so grateful for the book because it did give me a product. Like I can go on spaces and I can say this is my work. That means like someone can leave a space with like my body of work and have more than what I shared on stage, and that has made I guess that has created another world for me, because there are people who be like, we read your book and we would like you to come and do 1, 2, 3, and I'll be like, what?
How did you come to the title Surviving Loss?
I was depressed. I was so depressed, and I was thinking of like every day I'm surviving. I'm in like the process of surviving, and that's enough. And I shouldn't be hard on myself because I am doing the work of surviving. I'm doing the work of healing myself, and because the poems were written in that time where I was, trying to process my own depression, my own mental health, which I was like, I did not even know that depression is an illness. I thought it was a feeling.
Oh, a passing feeling.
A passing feeling, and now I'm being diagnosed and all of that, and it was just so confusing, and I was writing my way out of the confusion.
Okay, and you have another collection here. Is this an anthology of?
Yeah, this is not my collection. This is New Contrast. They are one of the oldest surviving South African journals. They've been around for a long time. So New Contrast has recently started a National Poetry Prize competition, and last year, December, I submitted my poem for the prize, and it was selected as the winning poem. So yeah.
Well, you certainly have went on lens to get into this poetry, and congratulations on this one and the book as well. Another one coming anytime soon? Your own?
I mean, it's not coming anytime soon, but I am working on my second book. I just haven't decided on like how I want to publish it and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, in respect of time, we haven't talked about much of things, but before we get into the final part of the interview, let's talk about the poem titled Wind. How did it come about, and particularly the first stanza that you speak about secrets that are floating, you are yet to claim yours, that has your name in it.
Oh.
Please unpack the stanza for me.
Okay, can I look at it?
So you have to be sure about what you said.
Eh?
You have to be sure about what you said.
Yeah, but basically, like the poem, do I have to unpack each stanza? Or?
No, I just wanted to know about that one.
Okay, so like it's still loading, but like the poem itself, it's just, you know, the thing about depression is that you fall and you fall and you crash
Into a
right?
deep hole.
Into a deep hole, and then you get out of that deep hole. And then you have so much that you missed, or so many things that need your attention that you missed when you're collapsing. And you get back up and you focus your energy into putting your life back together. And then you crash again. And then you get back up and focus into putting your life together. Like it's like an unending
Surviving loss.
You know, an unending cycle. You keep crashing and getting up, crashing and getting up. And then the poem was just, to be honest, when I wrote it, I had reached a point where I was just tired of trying. And I was just tired of getting up. And I just wanted to like sit in my comfy bed and sleep for the whole year. But then that, like, to be honest, I keep imagining that there is like a part of me that's waiting for me to get up, that's waiting for me to come back to life. And this little girl is just watching and hoping that I make it. And sometimes I just make it for that little girl.
Well, I don't know if we should say congratulations, but one thing for sure, I'm glad. We are happy to I don't know, have you back.
Yeah, you know, it's still like I haven't found something that works for me long term, like a coping mechanism that works for like long term. I found like things that work now and next week and next month.
Okay.
You know, ways of coping.
Bits and pieces gradually, I'm sure you're getting there. So when we come to close this one, we get to a part where we ask you for a few quick questions. You answer instantly.
Okay.
I ask you answer. Okay. I'm not gonna be tricky. I can promise you that. But let's start with why rooibos with milk?
It's nice. It's the best. It's how it's intended.
How do you take your amasi? Sugar or not?
I don't like it at all, so I don't take it at all.
Okay, I'm glad, because you'll be taking it with sugar as well. Highlight of your career in poetry or in art?
Oh my gosh! Well, just one. I guess publishing Surviving Loss, because so many things started there.
It's a milestone, eh? It's a milestone. If not poetry?
If not poetry, copywriting. If not poetry, copywriting.
How do you define how do you define poetry in one word?
Complicated.
Well, she has said it. Well, I'm glad you have came. Thank you very much. It has been long procrastinated.
Yes.
Yeah, something that should have happened, I think last year.
Last year, yeah, definitely.
But then we're here. Same as our first guest poet who came for the second season. He was supposed to be interviewed last year. But once you watch, you get to see who's that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching. This one has been Word for Word, brought to you by a wedding season. Our guest poet, Busisiwe Mahlangu. By the way, the people who are fond of your work is Busis Kosana and Khonzi.
Oh my
Chabala.
god.
Oh, Khonzi actually Chabala. I have to say it in full. She prepared it.
Thank you.
They appreciate your work. Well, do stay tuned for the poem titled Wind. Yeah, some will say wind, but hey, it's wind. From the gentle brother with the name like no other, Halebenete.
Wind. I'm searching for a girl in the wind, a joyous girl I lost while learning to breathe. There are secrets floating around in the air. One day I'll fish out mine, wrapped in my name. A little girl, joyous before grief broke her out of my chest. I wonder if I ever done enough for this collapsing body. I don't remember if I watched the water soak into the walls until they fell. I don't remember if I let the mess pile up or I let someone throw their death at my feet. I know that many tried to pull me out of the rot, tried to remind my body that it can build itself. The church painting prayers, transforming their hopeful, transforming their goodness, transforming their fate of God into my hands when I would not hold any of it. I've heard the sound of bones breaking through the night. When the rot is big and you have to cut it out of you in pieces, I know the siren cry. I know that even when the words don't come, you have to dig them out of you.